Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Hello! We have finally done it. We have made our long-awaited return to Shockwave.
Woo!
Yay!
Feel the commitment.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been requesting us to do more mods, and we're keen to do it. But there's two reasons why we kind of haven't. So firstly, it's really hard to get replays of good players playing good games, because often a lot of the people that play these mods, they don't produce the most exciting, high-tier, next-level replays. But also, secondly, Blake is shit and hasn't played Rise of the Reds enough, though he assures me that's going to change soon, right?
Yes, my friend. I'm playing away at these modifications to the game, and doubtless soon we'll be seeing a bit of that content start coming out.
Yeah, because
I think you've been covering this whole time, and you're really bad at Shockwave and Rise of the Reds.
Oh. Well, I just feel like in order for us to actually cast, we need to kind of know how the game works and what units are called and stuff. Otherwise, it's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
Even then, like, I don't really know what half of these new units are for Shockwave, but at least I kind of know enough. But so this is Dominator. He's going to be the GLA Salvage and Boycah super weapon.
Super weapon, yeah. I already noticed, yeah. Plus, you get the icons down the bottom.
Oh, you do?
Shockwave,
Yeah. And also, the other thing as well that's great about Shockwave is it says the like the workers have their own icons and the dozers too. The icons, but also physically, they actually look different. So it even has the icon. Isn't that so cool?
Very cool.
The attention to detail on Shockwave is quite lovely.
Quite a fantastic game, and that's quite a fantastic crush.
It is. So, yeah, Boycah, Dominator, these are two very high-tier 0-hour players. So you can expect to see a lot of the same strategies and build orders and micro that you would come to expect in 0-hour.
Is he going to be out of power?
Boycah? I'm not sure.
Just check the Patriot that just went down.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to work out my my power ratio, and I was thinking, like, without the upgrade, he's probably going to be out of power on that Patriot.
So one thing to bear in mind is in Shockwave, the Humvee for super weapon is actually a mortar Humvee. So it works a little bit differently. Rather than having the machine gun, it gets the mortar instead. So a bit different to micro. I can't remember if it actually gets the tower missile or not. Does get drones though.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
We'll
but
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
I've actually played a lot of
drone,
super weapon, but yeah. Repair drone does indeed go down, my friend.
So that's the EMP Patriot. Won't do too much against the worker though.
No, not fantastic against workers. Good stuff. Does take control over the garrison with rocket troops. Nice and important. I don't mind having the individual Patriot on the side. Humvee does actually get caught out here, but garrisons are taken. That's going to buy time.
And that's the quad cannon tank. So those are a bit more durable than normal quads. In the previous Shockwave, those were broken OP. They have been nerfed a fair bit though, so this is the new 1.2 patch that gives a lot more balance and bug fixes. So
sniper quads came down a fair bit as well, I think. So.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that were changed, like the China bullfrogs that can capture points. It was ridiculous. So here we go.
Have a scan though, it's pretty strong, but yeah, we do see engagements.
A pretty big push from Dominator. He's got a lot of RPGs. I think these are actually something different. They're what are they called? But they're similar to RPGs. I think they have slightly more range or something. But they're quads for support as well. So a good mix for Dominator, being pretty aggressive. All has been captured as well by Dominator. Boycah hasn't quite done the same himself. And this power is rather exposed.
This is a really smart move from Dominator. He knows that there's an Patriot on the side, which means the... goes for the Crushers actually. Gets a few of them down.
Nice work. And he also flanks the quads as well. The RPGs are going for the power plant, however. The quads not able to 1v1 these Humvees effectively with the RPGs inside of them, the missile defender. So the power has been sniped, but overall, looks like it's a pretty efficient engagement. And we can see that the mortar Humvees are actually pretty good against these infantry, but they do scatter, so they won't always hit reliably.
Pretty solid kiting and movement coming out there. Of course, there was also the change. Units are untargetable for the first bit after being evacuated out of those Humvees, which buys a little bit of time when they're dealing with these quads, get a bit of damage down.
Okay, so this is the super weapon tank. So one thing about Shockwave that I really like is every unit that normally is removed for a general in 0 hours. So say for example the Crusaders and the Paladins for for laser and for not for laser for air force and for super weapon, they're actually put back in the game.
Just weaker variants.
Just weaker variants, but they're also different variants. Like these tanks are slightly faster, the robot tanks, but they are pretty weak. And against these quad tanks, they're not too effective.
Well, nice laser lock's going to be coming out here as well. Solid production with these missile defenders coming out.
Yeah. So between the Humvees and the missile defenders, is able to defend his base from those quads. So perhaps we'll see the robot tank in front to absorb the damage for the Humvees and for the missile defenders to survive long enough to then dish it out. So yeah, I like that, because I think it doesn't really make any sense how in 0 hour, how tank doesn't get artillery, how laser doesn't get artillery, how stealth doesn't get tanks. It just doesn't really make sense. And it limits the strategy and the counters that you have, and it can make it a bit spammy and repetitive when you take those units out. So I think the way that I see it, Shockwave is kind of like an improved 0 hour, or kind of what 0 hour should have been. Where then if you look at mods like Contra and Rise of the Reds, they're really good in their own right, but they are very different, and they take 0 hour a different direction, which isn't for everyone.
Yeah, we do have a lot of control over the middle here for Dominator. He has a couple of supplies, which means a lot of production on these quads. One of the nice things about having the Mortar Vs in these engagements...
Oh,
Mortar Vs.
Aurora?
I'm rolling with Mortar Vs. Oh, nice Aurora shot coming out. Takes out a couple of quads. It's going to really limit the mobility of these quads. What I was going to say, the nice thing about having these Mortar Vs out, they force the quads to move, which obviously takes down the quads' DPS, because they're not as good on the move. So yeah, if the quads want to avoid the mortar shells and quit taking so much DPS, they have to continue to move, which is obviously going to lower their DPS in turn.
So Boycah's really playing the super weapon playstyle. He's got a few Patriots down. He's got these Alpha Auroras. He even has the Tomahawks as well. So he's going to have to deal with a pretty push on the side, though.
Oh, he needs to take targeting on this EMP Patriot. He's not going to get the shutdown on any of these quads.
He really should go for the Sables here. Nice split with the quad. Still will lose a fair few of them. And there's the EMP coming through. Doesn't even get the snipe on the Patriot.
It's so low.
Dominator couldn't quite finish that one off. Boycah now capping his own oil derrick. So Boycah's holding on. Let's see if he can start getting that powerful late game. Can he get some particle cannons? Can he get some supply drop zones? There goes the EMP Patriot. What even is that? That is a radar tank.
Radar tank.
I have no idea what that actually does. We'll see.
More snipes and more snipes. I think that was an accidental evac from the tunnel network. I think it just happened to be inside the tunnel network, and when the quads came out. It was a really good split though from Dominator. He split and stopped. Split and stop micro means that they retarget the EMP Patriot, which obviously took it out.
Oh, it doesn't get
no, they retarget the Aurora bomber is what I meant to say. So,
though Dominator has control of the middle, so he's going to have a lot of income.
It's like comparative late game. It's having control over 4 supplies versus being super weapon. It's a very exposed power though. That could be a problem. Yeah, the exposed power could be a big problem. That's going to shut down the Patriot if it gets sniped.
So there's the Jarman, and Aurora comes in once again.
Nice Aurora
Does get
shot.
both. Wait,
Doesn't
what?
take him down.
It survived the Aurora?
I don't really
And
stop the side a bit.
Hornet's Nest. I don't think those are anti-air though.
No, they're like mortar shells.
Oh, Jarman gets a snipe down. Humvee is actually recruited though. This is looking pretty durable actually. Not taking much damage from the RPGs in the garrison. But either way, the oil derrick is denied. So nice work there, and an advanced particle cannon uplink. So I'm not sure what that is. I'm sure it probably just has a longer time though, or something. I'm assuming here, but let's see. It's Dominator. He's camping as well, but he's camping with 4 supplies. The Tomahawk, it's gradually getting some work done, but now there's a Jarman to deal with.
Oh, gets a snipe down the Tomahawk as well. Key target, just buys a little bit more time on those tunnel networks.
So the scrapyard is the black market equivalent for the GLA Salvage faction. So already essentially having the 2 or 3 black market equivalents.
Barricades down as well, so additional health on these buildings. Going to be nice against the USA late game, especially these bombing Alpha Auroras. Do we have any more up, or I doubt it? I mean,
no, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive, and 2 have already been sniped down during these engagements.
Oh, no, there's one, sorry. There it is.
Okay, so 1 up in the sky.
So microwave tank clearing the garrison. The Burton goes in, gutting down all the workers.
Whoa!
What an awesome play from Boycah.
Good hustle.
Great stuff there. Jarman has evacuated now. The Aurora goes in for the snipe on the quads. How many will he get? He doesn't kill it in one shot.
He doesn't have upgrades though, does he?
I don't think upgrades will...
upgrades might not affect it. Do you get upgrades? I don't think you get upgrades that increase damage.
No, you can tell.
Actually.
There's countermeasures and there's a vet bonus.
Maybe you need a couple of them.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what
they did do damage. I think there were changes in 1.2 that took... I can't remember if they buffed them or nerfed them. I have to try and remember now. There definitely was a change though.
Yeah, maybe the Aurora is more anti-building than it is supposed to be anti everything, I guess. Yeah. And so we have some counter artillery now from the Salvage. These are actually the Latron, so those look pretty nifty. Little howitzer tanks. They look very...
You have mortars, I have mortars as well. The Spectre's coming in, though. I don't know where that's going on. Oil, excellent nice choice from Boycah. The ideal spot to throw that first Spectre down. I think it's probably only a level 1 Spectre. Easy on.
That was this thing here. The Sam site. Man, that looks cool, though, doesn't it?
It's actually a higher level Spectre than I thought.
That oil derrick is definitely dead. Particle cannon coming up pretty soon. Would be devastating, actually. It would just burn all the way across. Not sure if it'll get double supplies as it is the advance, but either way, though...
Don't actually go in. Just go for the power snipe. He doesn't even need to take out the particle cannon. He should just go for the power.
Yeah, and these supply drop zones are looking pretty exposed now as well. There's, what, 2 Humvees? Not looking very one Humvee because they're the Jarman snipe one. The Aurora comes down again.
Not really doing a whole lot. Aurora gets sniped. There's not many units left for Boycah.
Yeah, I think this is a great moment for Dominator to actually start engaging.
Now. Double shots coming out.
Oh yeah, a super weapon, you have EMP missile defenders. You have some nifty abilities. A super weapon, you actually have more utility. Like, you have also these teleporting tanks. It's pretty crazy, but either way, this is going to be the end of Boycah. I doubt we're going to see this advanced particle uplink cannon.
That's a mouthful, isn't it? No, there's the GG. That's true. I think Dominator had too many units built up, though. Boycah tried hard. He had a decent camp. I think Dominator just played well against it, though.
Dominator, he just went force supply oil derrick, and it's exactly how you deal with camp. If your opponent tries to camp, they aren't going to be able to contest the map and deny you from securing additional economy. And that's just exactly what you do, is just get the extra supplies, get the oils, and then just overwhelm them with a huge army. Almost double his cash. So... yeah, it's really this replay goes to show that camping, even as the super weapon general, it is difficult, and so it should be. You know, you should always be rewarded for aggressive and active play.
I'd agree with that, my friend. I'd agree with that. Fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this little run into Shockwave. Hopefully there'll be a few more videos of their like.
Yeah, we have another one to do next, and we do eventually plan on doing some Rise of the Reds as well, maybe next week. As for Contra, though...
Yeah, I need some work on Rise of the Reds. I'm much better on Shockwave than Rise of the Reds for obvious reasons. Shockwave's a little bit more intuitive.
Oh, also, and I suppose if you do have any Shockwave / Rise of the Reds / Contra replays, do send them in. Callum at generalsgentleman.com. And make sure they're good games, though. Like games that are...
Active.
Like, yeah, where there's actually things happening and you think would make an exciting shoutcast. Not a 30-minute game of camping and building up big armies and then not microing them when you attack. That's not really what we want to cast. But either way, thanks for watching, and see you later.
Please subscribe to the General's Gentleman. If you enjoy our content, you can support us at patreon.com/General's Gentleman.